I'd like to welcome
video
Adriano
of
to the
him?
stage.
No. Okay.
Adriano
Abri,
and I have played in the main games together. We might have shared a drink as well, and I'm very happy to have him come to us.
Ya, pasó.
Just to try. Mamma mia, okay. October 19th, 2015, my birthday. I'm in my home. It's a Monday morning, cloudy day. It's very cold in my house, like every house in Madrid when autumn kicks in. I put my feet on the floor, it's frozen. I hop towards the shower to take a really hot shower. It's relieving. Then I just, as a usual Italian, fancy Italian, I dress elegant. I put my coat on, and I grab a Kinder chocolate bar, my AI bag, and I rush towards school. To be on time, of course, like a proper Italian would do. I'm sitting front row at my first communication class in Maria de Molina 4, as I usually do. And I close my eyes. The only thing that I want is to... Wait, just one second. How can I change the slides? That's a really good question. Okay. Sorry for that. And the only thing I want is to go back to Napoli, to my sunny Napoli, wake up there, and enjoy this beautiful day with my family. But suddenly, Professor Bernard starts the class, calls everyone's attention, and he asked us to do an exercise for him. Ladies and gentlemen, dear Dean, dear MEM staff, dear fellow alumni in the audience, welcome and congratulations for making it to one of the top business schools on this planet. Give yourself a huge round of applause just now, as we did already for one time. You guys rock. Let me please introduce myself. I am Adriano, Italian, Neapolitan by birth, and I graduated in September. I'm from September 2015 intake class, and I'm now working for Amazon here in Madrid as a vendor manager. Now, some of you may know that Amazon is well known for being the world's largest e-commerce company in the world, but how did this company made it to 1 trillion valuation? So this company actually saw a huge increase thanks to the diversification of different activities during the years, starting from selling CDs and books online in 1994, till now offering, for example, AWS services, cloud computing services to Netflix, Airbnb, Unilever, or more, creating its own content, Amazon Prime Video, or more, buying Whole Foods, entering the food offering market. And now, a new trend will be the pharmaceutical industry. Inside this mega innovative company, I am one of the 600,000 employees. And my mission is to help Italian companies kick off their e-commerce strategy for the first time, integrating and bringing their brands and product portfolio on our platforms. As of today, in 1 year and 10 months, I onboarded 75 companies, created more than 40K products on our platforms, and generated more than 5 million euros in revenues. But as our founder says, well, actually this is what my mom thinks I do, but that's how I work usually. But as our co-founder says, it's always day one. Because day two is stasis, followed by death. So you might want to think about the future, and not that you arrived somewhere, but reinventing yourself. So, as my next step, I plan to grow inside the company. I cannot really tell which kind of role, this is confidential, but I already have a plan ahead of me. What I just said really sounded like a plan, didn't it? Nonetheless, my life has not been always so much of a success, or so much as planned. This is me, October 19th, 2014, 4 years ago. 1 year before I started my master's degree. I was a B average student back in my bachelor degree in Napoli, with one exam left to graduation, no motivation, no vision of myself where I would go in my life. Public universities in Italy are old school, that's true, and so the books are. Let's leave alone the market knowledge and the job market preparation that they give you. I was really upset. My only goal, my only task on a daily basis was to actually read 50 pages of that 1,000 pages books, to be able in 20 days to read all the book and rehearse for the next exam, to get an A, and then to get another A. And that was my routine. And then you're asking yourself, why would you do that? So why would you just sit for 4 years of your life between your room and the university, reading pages and pages of books that you're not interested in? Well, because you might be curious about, but in Italy, from 18 years old to 23 years old, where usually the period of your bachelor degree is, you just think about getting an A to be positioned inside the society as a good student. And then when you finish your graduation with an A+, you want to find the next job. And you might be a consultant or a lawyer, because otherwise you might be a lazy slacker of a graduate that's doing a not really worth mentioning job. So that's the environment where 1 year before the master's degree I was finding myself in. And this is a system that is not designed to let you choose, but rather chooses for you. This is not a system that helps you develop critical thinking, but rather guides you through a path that is not what you really want. So after graduation, I finally graduated with 1 year more of my bachelor degree. I flew to London. So also my personality took off. I flew to London to actually study business English and to have the time for myself to understand what I want to do next in my life. And for these, I have to thank my parents. They gave me the freedom to actually choose which would be my next step and not imposing one. When I was back in London, apart from studying business English, I was me, myself, the computer, and a notebook. So this is what I had. And so I started my research. What do I want? Which job should I want to get after the next step in my life? Should I work at all? So I had many questions, but at a certain point, IE appeared. So IE appeared on my computer, and with all the different definitions of the values that we've seen before, and the holistic approach that IE uses to actually study a student who's applying, I felt something that was attracting me. I applied for IE, I made it to IE, and this is the email that I got after I got accepted. What I did is just feeling appreciated in some way, and so when I came to IE, I embraced it. This is my first event that I did with IE. I embraced the opportunity. I was hungry and angry. So hungry because, of course, I didn't have exploded my years of bachelor degree, and angry because I was angry about losing those years. So I was full of expectations and will of doing. IE gave me the opportunity to get in touch with different profiles from my class. I had a class of 30 different nationalities. We were 32 in my class. And I bring with me all the knowledge and experiences that those people gave me. Now I want you to get three main things about my experience at IE, and I want you to leave this room with 3 pillars. First one would be the networking, 15 different degrees, 12 different master programs, a world-class Master in Finance, MBA, your top 10 Master in Management program, corporate communication, international law. You have these and many others degrees inside IE. And as soon as you will leave this room, you will be in Maria de Molina, 5 minutes away from thousands of students that are starting now these programs. And they're here to actually collaborate with you to build the next generation of leaders. Networking is key. Second thing, IE will help you shape your Vitruvian man personality, what is called a T-shaped profile. This concept was firstly mentioned by David Guest in an article in 1991 and then recalled by Tim Brown, CEO of Indio design firm, to actually define an HR approach to hire a developer. The T-shaped profile was also adopted, and it's now adopted by the major consulting firms like McKinsey or BCG. What it means is that we all have a professional profile that is made up of depth skills and breadth skills. IE will help you develop both. You will have a core period where you all will be studying the same lectures and the same topics, and these will cover your breadth skills. You will have the opportunity to join 128 clubs for your extracurricular activities, and this will also help you develop your soft skills, communication skills. While you have the specialization period that will help you develop your depth skills. So you will have to leverage on all the tools that IE is offering you to actually develop these kind of profile. You don't want to be specialized just in one core subject, but you want to have a full list of skills that you can offer to your next job interview. And then practice, practice, practice. IE will be your playground. There are huge opportunities to do this. First of all, raise your hand in class when the professor is asking a question, or ask yourself a question. Go and speak let's say in the class, present your project work, do the eye-to-eye design week, and engage in the different extracurricular activities that you might want to have. MBAs are easy to access, and so go to them, practice with them job interviews, do something that is valuable for your future. Now, my first and unusual practice was back in the room when Professor Bernard asked us to do an exercise for him. And this exercise was basically, can you please tell me what is the vision of your own company? As if you were Adriano, Destro, SPA, LTD. So for me, I blanked out. I didn't know what to write on a paper. And all the people inside my room, they blanked out. So basically in 10 minutes, I wasn't able to write anything. But then the professor asked some of us, can you tell me please, what are your visions, for example? Just raise your hand and tell me your vision. Most of the students were telling, I would like to be the next Mark Zuckerberg. Another one, I'd like to go in McKinsey and be a partner in 5 years. Another one, I'd like to start my own company and change the world. And the professor just listened at them, and then he started asking questions. So why? But tell me why. After different whys, all these visions were falling apart. All these visions were weak. They were based on nothing more than what the other people want to hear. And so the takeaway from this was, just reflect on what you want. Don't just say something because it's widely accepted as success. But try to define your own success. And after a minute of reflection, this was my vision. To be able to take care of my family, pass on my grandparents' values, and empower my future generations. This might be very broad, this might be not specific, but it's a vision. And it's my vision, and all I will do in my life will be towards this vision. But you might have yours, and try to write down yours. It will be very, very tough. Just think about what you really, really want from your life. The system I was talking about before, at my bachelor degree, and usually the education system in Italy, does not allow you to think back what are your needs, but rather just finish this degree because next you have to find a job in 6 months, fast. No matter what it is, you need to settle down. suggestion is to be open, to the disruption that this experience will bring you. Be open to be disrupted by the IE experience. Leave out the unconstructive feedback, leave out the fear to fail, bring in your positivity, bring in your point of view, bring in your previous experiences, and make sure that the others can learn from you, as you can learn from the others. This is very, very important. Now, this story might feel very close to you, because you have experienced the same as I have experienced in my life, or this might be very far from you because the fate or luck has guided you through your own vision and you already know it. But believe me, there's nothing tougher than defining your own vision, than having your own definition of success. Success is individual.